Action.
Alright, wow, I'll tell you, Rabbi Saim, I'm gonna tell you something. Look how Hashem loves our Torah. The next name we're gonna learn, well, the next page is El Shaddai.
Wow.
And that's the name of Moshe Rabbeinu.
El Shaddai?
El Shaddai, it's Gematria Moshe.
Oh, yeah.
The world of Bria, the next Memtet, you see in gold, Kel Shaddai. That's the name. We're starting about there. We're starting about there. Yeah, middle of the page. The blue stickers on there. Okay, so we're in Sharei Orah, and we're in the Hilulah of Moshe Rabbeinu. We're learning the book of Rabbeinu, Moreh Rabbeinu Ateret Rosh Hashanah, Rabbi Yosef Jikatilia. I do have to tell you guys that I did get a book, or Yosef Jikatilia. Actually, I got a book. They say it was written by Noah.
Read it yet?
I finished it today. It's a small book. It's like 40 pages.
Who are you asking?
It was alright. I wasn't that inspired by it. Yeah.
Did you see the copyright?
I didn't see the copyright.
Publishing company?
But it says it's just a token from the book Raziel HaMalach.
Wow.
So Raziel HaMalach, they say it was written by Raziel HaMalach, but it wasn't really written by Raziel HaMalach. It was written by Rav Elazar Bal HaRokeach. The Rokeach was one of the Mekubalei Ashkenaz. His Rebbe's Yortzeit is actually tomorrow. Rabbi Yehuda Chassid. Rabbi Elazar Bal HaRokeach is considered the original Mekubalim, right? You should know one thing, that Kabbalah originated in Germany. It originated in Germany from the Mekubalei Ashkenaz, and the Rabbi himself is Rabbi Yitzhak Luria Ashkenazi. The Kabbalah of Ashkenaz and the Kabbalah of Sfarad is two different Kabbalahs, right? Rabbi Yosef Jikatilia is the Kabbalah of Sfarad. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, no, there was no Sfarad Ashkenaz back then. That's the Zohar is the Zohar, right? The question is, in what way did they take the Kabbalah? The Mekubalei Ashkenaz that lived on the river Rhine, they were very big.
What year?
We're talking in before the Ramban. Before the Ramban. Yeah, so we're talking 900 years ago, something like that. But definitely the Kabbalah of Ashkenaz differs very much from the Kabbalah of Sfarad. Because it originated in Italy. So the Kabbalist, the founder event of Ashkenaz, the founder event, stems from Italy. We even know the families that moved from Italy to Germany, the Kolonimos families. But on the other hand, the Kabbalah of Sfarad is much more related to the Babylonian Kabbalah. You understand? That's the Kabbalah of the Ramban, the Ra'avad, of Yosef Jikatilia. And it seems like the Ari pushed away, I don't want to say it in terms of like, I know 100%, but seemingly he pushed away the Kabbalah of Ashkenaz and he was midabek to the Kabbalah of Sfarad, the Sephardi Kabbalah. Okay, because Sfarad and Babylon was in close contact with each other. The Iberian Peninsula, right? Sfarad, Morocco, to Babylon. It's one trail, one migration. Okay? And the Ari HaKadosh, he used to use the Sidur of the Sfaradim. All of the changes that he made was in the Sidur of Sfarad. Okay? And that's why all the Bukharian Jews, we adopted the Sidur of the Sephardim when Rabbi Yosef Maman Ma'aravi Mugrabi came to Bukhara for the first time. Before that, we used to use the Sidur of Sadia Gaon. The Sadia Gaon was the Sidur that was in the hand of the Persians. And it's very different than our Sidur. Not very, very different, but it's different. And when Rabbi Yosef Maman Ma'aravi came, he brought with him the Kabbalah of Sfarad, and he was a student of the Chida, which was a student of the Rashash. And Bukharians just fell in love with the Zohar. Mm-hmm. And they kind of they took all the previous Torah that they had, which was the Temani and Persian Torah, and they pushed it to the side, and they just totally adopted the Sephardi Kabbalah and the Zohar, and they were extremely into the mysticism.
They accepted the Torah, said, give us more.
They wanted more of the Sephardi,
from Hashem, so the commandments.
Absolutely. So let's read about the Yesod over here. Let us look. Let us learn. Look what he writes here. Look at his words. You could read it in monotone, but you have to read it like you live in it. whoever wants to reach Olam Haba forever, to live forever, tzarich lidabek b'midat El Chai. The midah that you need to attach yourself to is El Chai, which is the Yesod. Without the Yesod, you won't live a Chaye Olam Haba. You're not going to live forever. You're going to live Chaye Sha'ah. A temporary life. A temporary life. The Yesod changes the temporary life to a forever life. Eternal. Changes to eternity. Right? V'tzarich, and he has to lahamshich la'amonai, to bring down to Amonai. How do you do that? B'tfilato El Chai. In his tfilah of El Chai. Right? And he's going to explain to us. That's why when we daven, we say Baruch Atah Hashem Ga'al Yisrael. Ga'al is one, Goel, the Redeemer, is another name for the Yesod. We're going to learn. And then right away we say Amonai Sifatei Tiftach, which is the Malchut. So basically in our tefillah, we combine the Yesod and the Malchut by praying and by making the blessings right next to the Shemona Yisrael. Okay, that's the whole point of doing it together. That's the Kavanah. Ga'al Yisrael, Amonai Tiftach. We do it both. We do it both in Aravit and in Shacharit, not in Mincha. Okay, because Mincha is just a leftover of Shacharit. Okay, so Mincha is technically just Shemona Yisrael. Because as long as you're awake, the Mochin don't leave you. Whatever I brought out in Shacharit, it stays with me. As long as I'm awake. If I go to sleep during the day, it leaves me.
I take a power nap?
You know what I'm saying? Even if you take a power nap, it leaves you.
So what do I do then?
Yes, don't take the power nap. Take a power lunch.
So pray first and then take
Look at me, take a power lunch.
Power lunch.
Alright?
So if I do mincha, then I take a power nap, so fine?
Huh? If you pray mincha early, you're saying?
Yeah, and then take a power nap.
In general, every time you sleep, your mochin leave you. Understand? Mochin is basically every time you daven, you went from being vak, which is chesed and down, to being chabad vak. You understand? You got your chabad.
You leveled up.
And as long as you're awake, it stays with you until you go to sleep. That's why when we go to sleep at night, we're like dead.
Yeah, that's why I feel like
You understand?
that spirituality, it's like, it's out.
Right. When you wake up in the morning, you're renewed. You understand? Sleeping during the day, the Gemara says that's a sleep of Rishayim. Sleeping during the day is a sleep of Rishayim. Yeah, but that's why dreams of the day don't really mean anything. Only if you dream during the day on Shabbat, it means something. But if you eat a lot and then dream, that also means nothing.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it. Keep on going. But listen, we have ways to go. And on this idea, this was David's all cheshek, because remember, he's the Malchut, and all of his want is to hit the Yesod.
Right.
You know, he wants Mashiach ben Yosef. He wants to be, but the Yesod doesn't want him. The Yesod is jealous of the Malchut. You understand? The Yesod is jealous of the Malchut. Here, Rav Am ben Avad was jealous of David HaMelech, right? And he's Yosef himself. Va'amar tzama nafshi le'Elohim. What does it say in Tehillim 42? My heart, my soul thirsts for you, Elohim. Le'el Chai. For which specific sphira? For Kel Chai, which is the Yesod. I want the Kel Chai. Chapter 42 is a very powerful chapter.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. Ve'ubihiyot hamidah ulikat El Chai. And since this midah is called the living God, niksheret im Amonai. It combines with Amonai. Az yafiku Yisrael kol tzarcham v'she'elatam. Then Am Yisrael will materialize all their wishes. V'inatzchu kol oivehem, and be victorious against all their enemies. V'ish lo yamod lifnehem, and nobody will stand in their way. V'al zeh ramaz Yehoshua, and on this Yehoshua he hinted. Alav Shalom. Bezot tedun, Joshua told the Am Yisrael. With this you will know. Zot is, remember which name?
Yeah.
Malchut. Ki el chai bekirvechem, that the Yesod is amongst you. The Horesh Yorish Ibnechem et HaKnaani, and you will destroy the 7 mighty nations. So as long as you're always making the zivug of the Malchut and the Yesod, you're good. If you're always making and that's how we know who's a real man, right? Whoever is able to stay married. Whoever is not staying married, that means he destroyed his Yesod and he let go of his Malchut.
Amen, yeah.
Va'ed. Add that. So Va'ed.
Right.
Because Va'ed is the Malchut.
Right. Oh, okay.
And you're missing out on the Malchut, man.
Oh, man, it's Malchut.
Since our whole job as a Jew is to take and connect it to the Amonai, which is the Malchut, Anu Omrim Babracha Smucha Lepsukei de Zimra Habocher B'Shirei Zimra Melech El Chai Haolamim. How do we start the Psukei de Zimra? Baruch Shamar. And how does Baruch Shamar start? With a blessing. Melech El Chai Haolamim Amen. Right? Melech El Chai, once again, is the Yesod. V'kol harotzeh Avraham. Kol harotzeh levakesh. Anybody who wants to ask wishes. That's why. Now you understand why the rabbi goes crazy for the Shovavim?
Yeah.
Now you understand that?
The wishes.
No, he wants Chaye Olam Haba. He wants to give life to the Shekhinah.
Bacha lechol, Mio. Bacha lechol. Yeah, wake him up, massage. His back is hurting.
Kol harotzeh levakesh chayim tovim. Anybody who wants to ask good life, yitkaven lekel chai. You have to have kavanah specifically to the Yesod.
When is that?
In the tefillah, in the kavanot, in the mitzvot, specific mitzvot, in Shemirat HaBrit, obviously. Huh? There are some mitzvot that are specifically in the Yesod. We're going to learn it one day. If we're not going to be already 150 years old. And Shar HaMitzvot, it says which mitzvot is which partzufim and which sfirot. For example, I'm telling you already right now, the person who reads the Megillat Purim, why does he take the Purim, the Megillah, and he stretches it out? Because basically the Megillah is one long Yesod.
Yeah.
So that's why the Purim, specifically the mitzvah of Purim, it's all Yesod that day. The Megillah itself, that's why what are we doing on Purim? It's a holiday of giving to one another. What does the Yesod do? He gives to the Malchut. So he gives, first of all, anybody who asks you, you gotta give him. You must. That's why it comes with a lot of change. Singles, this, that, right. Anybody who asks, it's a sigula. Anybody who asks you, anybody, give him $1. Give him 50. I don't. Give him something. Kol poshet lo yad, notinim lo. Right. Don't. Whatever you do, don't hang out with Ashkenazim that day. Why? Because the guys from the yeshiva come and they come. They know the trick. They know the trick, and they keep on coming to you. Get out of here already. You know. I once went collecting in the city. Are you back for seconds? I once went collecting in the city when I was in Kola. Let me tell you what happened to it. So first I collected from the shul, because I collect from you guys to give out, right? So I don't remember how it was years ago. I was in Kola back then. So we finished the Megillah, and we went out to collect, me and my two friends from Kola. So I got a little drunk. There was a bottle of vodka here. I drank, me and my friends, we finished the half of the bottle. And we went out to drive. That was already sakana, because we were driving. Okay, Hashem did us a chesed. We were young, stupid. We went out. We drove to Manhattan, to the house of the rich people. In Manhattan, if you would see the line that was waiting outside these people's houses, you would faint. There is security there. If you try to sneak in, Rebbes are coming. You hear what I'm telling you? Rebbes with silver canes, with the fur, those furry coats that they wear, the beautiful furry coats, the leather thing. And they're waiting and they're fighting with the security guys. Let us in, this, that. And then you see the old lady, a group of old ladies over there. We were here first. And then when the door opens up, suddenly one person sneaks in like this. Then one guy comes in with a couple of checks and he's giving out. Everybody's jumping on him. Then you open up the check, it's $20. And then you're like, I was, it's some serious stuff over there that's going on in Purim, because everybody knows the trick of Purim. The kasha is, how much are you giving him? Not if you're giving him enough.
What if the same guy comes to you?
That's the secret. That's why you have to be careful. Keep a couple of pennies in your pocket too. If he keeps on calling back, don't do that. Don't do that. You gotta give him something, okay? But that's the secret. The Yesod is a giver. That's why I told you guys in my shiur, and I don't know if you guys heard it, Patorah Da'aba, the latest Patorah Da'aba. We talked a lot about how when we do Vayivarech David, how really the guy has to go out and collect it from everybody. Not that you go to the thing and you give it. Really, the best way to do is that you have to have a Gabbai Tzedakah, and he goes around and you have to give it in, because the Gabbai Tzedakah, he's the Yesod. You understand? So the Gabbai Tzedakah is the Yesod, and as he collects, then he takes the money and he distributes it to the Aniyim, and the Ani is always the Malchut. Because remember, the Shekhinah is Dala ve'Aniyah. She's always Dala, she's always missing. So the Sfirah of Malchut is always missing something, right? It's like a woman, she's always missing something. It's not enough, nothing is ever enough. She went on vacation, she's already planning the next vacation. It's never enough, it's like subtraction soup. The more you eat, the hungrier you
The
get.
gimel follows the dollar.
And that's why you gotta be a big. That's why you have to be a big yisod.
Really, the gimel follows the dollar to give them money.
The gimel, right? The gimel is
The gimel is the
God.
giver.
God.
It's
So
the giver,
God. That's why the man is called God.
The giver.
Kizera God, huh?
It's the giver.
Yeah, it's the giver.
The gimel
The
giver.
gimel, gomel chasadim. He's gomel chasadim. Are you with me? Gomel chasadim. So the dalet is the nukva. The nukva. Dala ve'aniya. So a mitzvah, that's the yesod, Roshel. The mitzvah of the yesod is to give. That's why Purim we, and it's also mishloach manot. Mishloach manot. Mishloach manot. I'm telling you right now. Usually the week before Purim, I give a shiur, and I mentioned this last year before. I mentioned this again. Guys, don't waste your time with that.
Now, why wants to do
If you're not giving the mishloach manot to a guy that you have jangi with, which is the point of giving the mishloach manot, stop wasting your time all day giving out mishloach manot.
Give two
Okay?
each. And my family, I'm not controlling this.
What?
My family, I'm not controlling. My mom makes a whole.
The whole, yeah, that's women love it. Women, they. I remember one time I was doing mishloach manot, and the people came. It was already we were done with the Suda Purim. A couple came in, we saw it, and they're going on a fight between each other. You didn't prepare the mishloach manot this year. No, I didn't prepare the mishloach manot. How are we gonna look at people's faces? This is mishloach manot. Mishloach manot. How are they given the Gemara? A plate of bachsh, a bottle of grape juice. This was mishloach manot. Yeah, 2 brachot, laila tov. That was mishloach manot. All right, wafers, this, that. Times. We have changed. I don't know if the times have changed. We have definitely changed. My point is, instead of going crazy in the mishloach manot, the biggest mitzvah of the day is the seudah. It's the seudah.
The Jewish version, James Franco.
So the seudah of Purim. I remember last year what we did. We did the meal right away. You had a seudah. Right? That's how it really supposed to be. You got to finish the meal, and right away you have to have a seudah. After the seudah, after the puri, after the Megillah in the morning, after the prayer, you have a seudah until Shushan Purim. That's how it really supposed to be.
So we're doing that?
We got to do that. You're not invited yet. Huh? What, on Purim day? No, Purim night we don't do anything. Purim night there's no mitzvah to drink. There's no mitzvah to. There is a thing on the Purim night. No, this is all directly. I just don't think we're going off on a tangent. It's all talking about the yesod. Okay, there is an idea on Purim night to stay up all night. Yeah, there is an idea like that. Belayla
Why does he play cards?
He used to play cards on Purim night.
Yeah.
He got drunk and played cards.
All night. That was the game all night. Straight up.
Yeah. I don't know. But so stay up all night? I used to do it when I was single. Now I became Lloyd. But this year is going to be good.
How do you
Why?
Oh, it's energy, don't worry.
Why is it we do
Exactly. This year we got lucky. It's Monday night. So right after the Megillah, we have a shiur. I know you guys want to go to a Purim party, kids, this, that, but I'm going to be over here giving a shiur.
Oh, yeah?
Monday night.
After the Suda?
After the Megillah reading at night.
Are we sure?
Wait,
It's Monday night. Falls on Monday night.
So Tuesday's the Suda?
Yeah. Tuesday morning is the Seudah.
Oh, right. Okay, so
the secret is
we have a class.
Class Monday night. Sharei. We're gonna miss Sharei Orah. Abraham, come on, work with me. So you have to connect to the yesod. You gotta look for mitzvot. Now, for another example of yesod is the mitzvah of lulav. Specifically, the lulav itself is the yesod.
the spine.
And the spine, exactly. So the lulav is domel shitra. It's connected the yesod. In tefillah, the bracha of shover or not shover revim. That's malchut. The bracha of melech ohet tzedakah or mishpat. The king who loves tzedakah and justice. Tzedakah mishpat. That's the bracha of the yesod. Ga'al Yisrael is the yesod. Kel chai. Every time you see kel chai, right? All these things connected the mitzvot of the yesod, right? Let's continue. Anybody who wants to ask Hashem, no, we didn't. Okay. Anybody who wants to ask Hashem for chayim tovim, mitkavenet el chai, the midah that you need to have kavanah in. Yeah. Let's say I want to make a prayer to God. I want to do hitbodedut, and I write myself a prayer to Hashem. In that prayer, you should add the name of God, kel chai. Kel chai. You should add the name kel chai, right? Because that name is the Yesod's name.
Wait. You're allowed to use God.
Sure, you can make your own. Yeah, great. You can make a prayer. You're to Fanecha Hashem Elokai Elokei Avotai Avarachamim Kel Chai שתיתן לי חיים טובים ומאושרים, מתוקנים, ברוכים, תן לי ילדים טובים, תן לי להיות קרוב אליך, תן לי להיות מדובק לך.
Isn't that word
תן לי עוד ילד, yeah.
Isn't this word after the Ammonite?
Let me get some more. Is there anything left in there?
Yeah. Isn't the word that El Chai is after Ammonite?
Huh?
After Hashem, like you came up with it.
Where?
He was a little
When
dog.
you read Ammonite, it says El Chai.
No, in Baruch Shamar, Melech El Chai HaOlamim. We said that already. Okay? ועל זה נאמר, ואתם הדבקים בהשם אלוקיכם, חיים כל לכם היום, and those who are connected to God, which is Elokim. Oh, I did. Anyone who's connected to Shem Ammonai in purity, as hu nidbak b'kel chai, then and only then is he midabek to kel chai. That means purity is a very big condition to be midabek to the yesod, which means mikveh. Purity means mikveh. Okay?
Every day.
Listen, we learned in the Gemara Masechet Yomah, in the Mishnah, I'm sorry, that the Kohanim wouldn't go service in the Beis Hamikdash if they used the restroom. After, no, I'm not telling you to do this. You're not a Kohen. You're not a Beis Hamikdash. I'm also just saying. So when a person releases in the restroom, right? There's a safek that a tipa came out, so they would use the mikveh right after.
Number 2, no? Number 1 also?
It says number 2, yeah, number 2. It would say specifically,
So
right?
how do you release a...
I'm saying number 2. I'm telling you, when I say use the rest, I want to say cleanly. Yeah? Huh? Tipa is a man's,
number
yeah.
2.
Yeah? Because when you push, sometimes by mistake, it comes out a little.
That's possible.
It happens a lot.
Are you
You don't even know. You're not, so, the question is, are you chayiv in that?
Right, are you like...
So the Ben Ish Chai has a tshuva on that.
Yeah.
Snow.
In Torah Lishma, he has a tshuva on that. I don't want to get into what he says at the end, but it's good to go to the mikveh every once in a while.
Well, what Shabbat every time?
Before Shabbat, for sure you have to go.
Yeah.
That's a chiyuv, not a chiyuv, but it's
Should I go twice?
if you have time to go, twice a week, then you should. It's always good to add in a Torah because remember, one time the Ari HaKadosh was sitting outside of Chaim B'Ta'at in Shivchei Ari. He's sitting down, and one Talmid Chacham, there's 2 versions of the story. One says a Talmid Chacham did, one says it was a regular guy, passed him and touched him like this. While he was walking, he glazed him, I don't know.
Accident.
Yeah, accidentally, he bumped into him. And the Ari HaKadosh looks at him and he says, "Hi, how are you? You made me go to the mikveh right now."
Yeah.
And he says, and Rav Chaim asked him, why do you say that? He says, last night he was doing some interesting stuff, and because he touched me, now I see all the tum'ah. He contaminated me spiritually. I gotta go to the mikveh right now.
Wow.
In a sense, during the day, you know how many people you touch? You know
How many handshakes?
How many handshakes you do this and that? That's why I love. That's why I loved COVID in a way. COVID, everybody was afraid to touch each other. Like this, bumping, this, that. Very nice. Usually, wait a second. I'll tell you a story, for example. Sometimes you could feel it, by the way. So, me specifically, when I go to the mikveh on Friday afternoon, I'm very, very, very makpid to do it after Shnai Mikra V'Achad Targum.
Yeah.
I finish my Shnai Mikra V'Achad Targum, and then I go to the mikveh. Okay?
Yeah.
Every Friday. Now what do I do if I'm going crazy with the kids, this, that, and it's either one or the other? Shnai Mikra V'Achad Targum is more important.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, it's more important. It's much more important. So, but usually, Baruch Hashem, I wake up very early, so I try to do my Shnai Mikra quickly, and then I do then I go to the mikveh. So one time I was going to the mikveh, and it was a good week for me. What's a good week for me? A week with no anger, a week with my mind was always thinking about HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a week where I overcame my Yetzarim, a week of straight minyanim. It was a good week in our life, Hashem.
Peace in the house.
It was a good week, peace in the house, Baruch Hashem. It was a good week. And when I went to the mikveh, I came out, I really felt good. I felt good. And then I came out, and the missus calls, she says, listen, I got cilantro. I need one more cilantro. The wife says, you gotta buy cilantro. I buy cilantro. I go to get a cilantro, and the woman who gives me the cilantro, she gives me. I'm very careful. When I always go to the store, I'm very careful that I shouldn't touch the cashier's hand. This chick, I don't want to say, she literally puts her thing in my hand like this.
The money.
And mamash, I felt like all my mikveh went straight down the toilet.
Super movie.
It wasn't
That's how
good.
it always happens.
I felt like it didn't do anything.
But it always
I don't usually feel like it. Usually I'm very... Because I shake hundreds of people's hands a day. I work with kids all day. You know, these people are hovering over me, breathing on me, touching me, you know, giving me massages during the day, cracking my back. So let me do this for you, let me do that for you. You know what I'm saying? So really, usually when I go to the mikveh, I did my mitzvah, I did my ishtadlus. What do you have me to do? Live in a mikveh?
It's a woman.
But this time, no. Even with that, usually I'm not. Okay, besides, what can I do? I'm gonna live in a mikveh for you. But this time I really felt it. I didn't. I didn't read the cilantro. What's the point of going to the mikveh again and then you come home to a base? No, you don't do that. You have to do what you gotta do. Then Shabbat morning, I'm usually makfid not to go to the mikveh.
Why?
Unless I have to. Because the mikveh here are burning hot. You know what I'm saying? It's not so true.
I know.
Unless I have to go to the mikveh.
I know a mikveh that's very cold.
Nahar Dinur, you mean? You know what I mean? That's cold. He drained it, you know that.
That cost me a lot.
You know, he drained it. Yeah, he made him read the whole thing.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he drained it.
Wow.
Anyway, so I'm trying to tell you that tahara is a real thing. You should know that. It's a real thing. Don't think tahara is like, oh, it's just some kind of spiritual thing. You feel it. You feel tahara. If you practice on yourself to be tahor, you'll feel when you're not.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So the secret of the kel chai is to always have the yesod in a sense of tahara. Always in a sense of tahara, you understand? Which includes the 2 to 3 simanim in the Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch says, if you went inside the bathroom, you have to wash your hands. If you touched your shoes, you have to wash it. It's also part of tahara. If you itched if you cut your nails, you have to wash your hands. If you cut your hair, you did a haircut, you gotta wash your hands, right? It's halachot. You understand? When I first used to be makbid to wash my hands after all the tumot, my wife was like, "Are you crazy? How many times a day do you wash your hands?" You understand? But it wasn't for me like a force. It was like just like I woke up one day and I'm like, "Listen, I have to start doing this seriously." It happened about 1 year, 2 years ago, and ever since then I'm very makbid. And then I figured out much later on that I think the Chida brings us down. Don't quote me on this. That a person is makbid to keep his hands b'tahara zocheh l'schirat Torah. He's zocheh to remember a lot of the Torah that he learns. Because his hands are always by the tahara, and your hands is where the nikat chitzonim usually are. Where the chitzonim want to suck your energy from is always in the fingers. And that's why nails, long nails, no good these things. Chitzonim is the impure forces. The shindal is the tum'ot, right? They latch on by the fingers. Fingers and toes, right? Angels don't have toes, you know that.
No.
They don't have that.
No, I know that.
It says in the book of in the book of the Chashmal.
But they have nails?
Huh?
Oh,
They have fingers. I don't know if they have nails, but they have fingers.
But they don't.
They don't have
They have
toes.
one leg.
Only humans have toes.
They have one leg, no? They have one leg.
They have a leg like a kosher animal, like a kosher animal. That's shindal. And the reason is because only the klipa has toes. Kedusha don't have toes. You understand? Why do humans have toes? Because in our body is connected to the whole abiyah, where the whole atzilut b'yayitza asiyah, where the whole thing, including the olamot. That's why Shlomo HaMelech was able to control all the beings in the world, all the beings, even all the shindalets. He control everything. Shlomo HaMelech.
Even the king of the Shindal?
Huh?
Even the king of the Shindal?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, of course. What do you mean?
Yeah.
A human being, you know what you're supposed to be, technically speaking?
King.
For you are supposed to say something and it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Mamish like that. That's how a human being is
Yeah,
supposed to be.
right,
Tigzar omer vayakom lach v'ad derachecha naga or. A person has to say something, it has to come true. What do you
Mashiach
mean?
right now. Mashiach right now.
Amen.
He gets to that level.
You have to say
Can't
better.
steal time,
How much
though.
money? How much money?
You have to say Beit HaMikdash right.
Does he get to
You have to
that?
say Beit HaMikdash right.
Yeah.
You gotta change this tefillah.
Yeah.
Because we pay attention in our Shmonai, so we never ever pray for Mashiach. We
Yeah.
pray for
Yerushalayim.
Yerushalayim. Huh?
17.
So what?
That's that means
It doesn't say Tavit HaMashiach.
Says-
It doesn't say. It says bring the Yeshua, bring the salvation, build
Rebuild.
Yerushalayim, you know?
So
Mashiach.
Mikdash now.
Amen. That's how you gotta say. Because Beit HaMikdash is the Malchut, remember that. Okay?
I
Let's
don't
finish.
want to be charged.
Alright, let's go. Lifamim nikret midah zo Elokim Chaim. Sometimes this midah is called Elokim Chaim, the living God. There's Kel Chai, then there is Elokim Chaim. Bomro hu Elokim Chaim umelech olam. He is Elokim Chaim and the king of the world. V'hasod. Biyot El Chai Merik Chaim Bibirchat Amonai Enikrat Elokim. When Kel Chai gives life to the pool, which is the bracha, which is called Amonai, which is called Elokim. Kshememale Ota Chaim, when it fills it with Chaim, Nikrat Kol Echad Bishten Elokim Chaim. So Kel Chai turns into. So when Yesod eventually gives the Shefa to the Malchut, now both of them are called Elokim Chaim. So when Kel Chai gives to Amonai, he turns from Kel Chai to Elokim Chaim. What's higher? No, it's not judgment anymore. Now it's Elokim Chaim.
It's higher.
It's higher than Kel Chai.
It's after the
Kel
Zivug
Chai.
already.
No, not Kel, it's Elohim.
Elokim Chaim.
Two of
Not
them.
that Elokim. Elokim Chaim.
So that's one.
Yeah, it's one. It's to show you that even the din is Chaim. Even what we think is Gamzu Letova. Okay?
La, la.
Let's. I just want to mention Moshe Rabbeinu. He's right here. ואז בדרך הצינור יתמלאו אל חיים כל בעלי חיים, and through these pipes is filled the life to the whole world, so it's in our hands. ומשה רבינו עליו השלום. Today's is your side. שעלה למרום, when he went up to the מרום, המשיך מידת kel chai לעמוני. His main focus was to bring the kel chai to the Ammonai. Where do we see it? What did he say? ועתה, and now, יגדל נא כוח עמוני. May the name of Ammonai get gadol. My koach Ammonai. What's the koach of Ammonai? Sod chayim animshachim elea me'el chai. This is the life that comes down to it from the midah of kel chai. Then what did Hashem tell him? Salachti kidvarecha. Now I forgive you. When you do the zivug between Havaya and Ammonai, you sold the malchut. Now that you fulfilled your purpose, you brought down the chayim to the malchut. Now salachti kidvarecha. Now I could forgive you for whatever you did. And we'll continue with Hashem next week. Amen.